Hello coaches, we're going to talk this week about some concepts around build-up play. If you enjoy the video, please go ahead, subscribe to the page and check out the new book, Modern Soccer Coach Detail, on the link below. In essence, we use build-up play to have an expansive shape, to move the opposition and to score goals. Very, very simple. So what this looks like in theory, because it's all simple in theory, when we put our team together in this shape, it's just a traditional 4-3-3, and when we work on patterns or when we work on concepts with our team, it's generally around starting on one side, shifting the opposition, and then using the ball to move the opposition. And once we get out on the other side, we should have space. We can advance our fullbacks, a little bit of movement in the final third, and then all of a sudden we should create the chance on goal. So the concept of moving the opposition is very, very simple and very, very effective. But I think we also have to take into account the ability for the opposition to read where pressing traps are, or who they're going to press, or when they're going to press. So for example, when we look at this here in a match, this is what it typically looks at today. When it starts, same starting spot, there's the opposition. So now when you bounce it out, the weak side opponent can jump out on the fullback, and now it's 4v4, and you can lose the ball very easy in that there. Why does that happen? Well, generally defensive pressing, traps, whatever you want to call them, are typically done quite similarly, and that's from a school of Arrigo Sacchi, one of the greatest coaches of all time, who in his DVD about 30 years ago put some of the greatest defensive principles out around, which was how to rotate, when to time, who steps, when do they step, and stay compact as a result. And this type of defending, although it's a lot older footage, has just evolved into blocks and more aggressive and press and traps. But the concepts, I think, are still the same, where you can see pass moves across, player steps, pass moves, player steps, pass moves, player steps. And you can almost lure teams into a counter-attacking opportunity or in areas where they have limited space. So how do we work around that there? So the concept of skipping passes, I don't think we talk about it enough, but there's a great phrase or a great quote from Pep Guardiola: move the opponent, not the ball. Invite the opponent to press. You have the ball on one side to finish on the other side. So maybe looking as if you're going to play a pass square or a cross and maybe skipping that pass. Does that give a teammate a higher starting spot, more space, more time, and in a better position to create an opportunity? So what that looks like, go back to the tactics board. And again, same starting spot against the same system. Now a little bit of movement in midfield. And when that player reads the press, you go over that player, and now it gets the fullback in higher space and can advance the ball and advance the team. What that looks like in action is, this is a recent clip from Rain against Portland, and Alana Cook, instead of playing a square ball to the centre back, opts to go longer to the fullback. And you can see here what that does in terms of giving the fullback time and space, can look around, can find a pass, but look at the spaces that it opens up higher up the pitch. A little bit of rotation in midfield. Space in between the lines. And they get a crossing opportunity in the final third. And then later on in the game, the same concept, where this is against the Diamond 4-4-2. The ball's played back. Same player, Alana Cook. And instead of playing a square ball to the centre back, which could be a pressing trigger, she opts to go over it. And again, look at the time and space that gives the fullback, the outside back, to get higher. Again, opens up space in the midfield, opens up space in between lines. The opposition have to shift again, which opens up space in the middle and creates a shooting opportunity and ends up in a great goal. Another example, and I really, really like this example from Oakland against Monterey Bay. It starts off with a throw-in, and I think in this clip you can see the two options that teams have. They can go 1, 2, 3, 4, which they do here, and they go across, and the opponent shift, and in doing so, you can see what the wingback has in terms of options on the far side. Not a lot of options, a lot of defensive pressure, and they have to go back, and they have to go the whole way back to the goalkeeper. And when they restart the possession, the same defender that passed the ball initially opts to go over this block and skip the passes, and it's a longer diagonal pass, and now it's a 1v1 on the far side. And what that creates again is positioning higher up the pitch, time, space, and a great finish. So just some ideas around build-up, just some ideas around the concepts of skipping passes, and instead of going around the back four, full-back, centre-back, full-back, or outside back, centre-back holder, centre-back, full-back, what range would do. So if a centre-back has the ability, like Alana Cook there, to play a 60-yard pass or a 40-yard pass into space, and the type of service, so if that's a driven pass in the air and it gets there quicker, does that open up space? So even from a tactical standpoint, you can then expand that into player profiling and say, all right, well, maybe we need centre-backs to be able to play longer passes and into advanced full-backs or advanced outside backs, and what does that then do to our attacking system? I think as defenders and defensive systems get better, and there's better scouting and there's more information, then there will always be a demand for players to be a little bit more creative in their solutions, to find different answers, to go around, outside, over or through those defensive blocks and those pressure areas. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like below, please subscribe, and also please check out the book, Modern Soccer Coach Detail. Thank you.